So, anything interesting on the radio?
Just the usual. TF2 protests, some weapon rants. Hold on, an anomaly is approaching.
Anomaly?
We've been hit. Can't stay in the vortex. Prepare for emergency landing.
Not again! Oh man, I hate this game.
Just be glad that we didn't crash land like last time.
So, what hit us exactly?
I am uncertain, but whatever it was, seems to be blocking my ability to enter the vortex.
So you want me to go through that spooky forest with whatever creatures lurking around the trees to find the thing that blocks our way out?
Yes, and go do it now.
TF2 always seemed like a strange case to me. You got the big man who eats sandwiches and a drunken Scottish cyclops who has an outage sword that calls him a pussy if he doesn't slay people with it. This game is just so silly and yet people find different ways to make it spooky. Be it some game mode, a map, SFM animation or just a different game altogether, I wish to go over them during this video. So let's not waste any more time and let's go to our first section. Slender Fortress is a pretty obscure horror game mode and I have done an entire video covering it, so I won't go too deep in here. Your main goals are to collect some items, try to survive for a certain amount of time or go through gauntlets to escape. Usually it is the first one where it plays just like the classic Slender game where you need to collect items while avoiding whatever fiend is hounding the place. The red team is chosen to run for their lives while the blue team can only scratch their balls while they wait for their turn. This mode isn't too bad, but I just have a few gripes with it. 1. The waiting is not exactly too fun as you spend more time doing that than actually playing. 2. The mode isn't too scary anymore, probably because the heavy amount of meme bosses there are. And 3rd, can these fucking servers cool off with the custom stuff? I first tried to go to Culpable's server which took around half an hour to download all the mods there, and then extra 10 minutes when I tried to join a more popular server. Do we really need some little company pets, hack kit player model having some dumb custom dances or being able to roleplay as your mom's dildo? I really doubt so. So overall this mode isn't too bad, I just wish it didn't make me waste my entire evening waiting to play.
Ah, hell!
Since this is about TF2 horror, I shall probably talk about the hottest topic at the moment called Serverblight. Its creators have made different SVM series showcasing the thing-inspired creature. When you join a random TF2 server, the players there might not be real but just puppets of the creature called Serverblight. It starts out normal, but after a while you might start noticing some stuff being off, like people repeating words, them having extra fingers or just acting plain strange. And once the creature thinks the opportunity is right, it will break its cover and become these abominations and start chasing the player. And if the user is caught, their soul will be taken by this entity. You might just think about leaving, but when Serverblight is on a server, the only way you can disconnect is by killing yourself in-game. Either jumping or do a dead zone, fall damage or self-damage from explosives. Why none of the players use killbind is just a giant plot hole if you ask me. I don't wish to spoil too much about this series as they're really intriguing if you watch them yourself, so I'll make sure to link the series down in the description. So did you people know that there's a fan-made horror game about TF2 called Capture the Intelligence? Because it sure is pretty neat. So the story goes, you are a spy and you join a CTF server but find yourself unable to leave, so now you must find your way out. The first level isn't too hard, just avoid Heavy who is pretty slow and capture Intel 3 times. After you escape him, you end up in GM Construct where you need 5 fuel tanks to get the car going while avoiding Soldier. This one isn't too hard either, as when he's about to jump, you scream medic and he gets stunned. After you refuel and drive over him, you end up on some bridge where you need to activate 2 power generators and avoid being shot by snipers and being caught by pyro. This took me some time to figure out, but in order to avoid being shot, you need to stand still and pyro isn't too hard to deal with either. After that, you end up in some yard where you need to find 5 keycards to unlock the gates. This was the hardest section in the entire game as you needed to avoid Scout who was really loud, demo man who would alert medic when you tried to open up the gates as he was attracted to loud sounds. And after that you end up in some server room where you must avoid the engineer while destroying 8 servers. His gimmick is that he teleports somewhere near when you shut down a server, which is fairly tricky if you were in a tight spot. And then Spy rips the intel off the server and returns back to the real world. He then has some cake with the mercs and it turns out the story isn't over as NG is still out there. There is more to this game, but I do want to see sunlight, so I just want to say that this game was fairly fun, but I won't say it was necessarily scary, but it was well made game nonetheless.
Hide, coward! I will find you!
Emesis Blue, what can be said about this film? It is arguably the most influential TF2 horror to this date. It is not only haunting, it is beautifully made as well, as you will not believe this to be source filmmaker. So the film is made by Fortress Films and revolves around this respawn machine that has different malfunctions which already sound spooky. And the film has different main characters like Medic, Soldier and Spy who all end up in a twisted version of Two-Fort where they all run into some fairly spooky stuff where they must get out to survive. There's even a fan-made recreation of this map by Yuri which allows you to recreate one of the scenes like Soldier blowing Sniper up because that's what they fucking deserve! I won't spoil the movie any further as I do think you should see it yourself and I kind of had no choice but to mention the film here because I know there will be people asking for it. For our final TF2 related horror media, I would like to go over this horror map that recently got into my radar called Crypto Forest. It is made by Unicake, the person behind Quake V script maps, and this map is really impressive. I tried to host this map as some fun server event, but I kept running into so many roadblocks that I had to cancel the thing, and it was only a few days later I was able to play this map with close people, hence the reason why this video is a bit late. So basically, you are lost in some infamous forest and your goal is to get out of there in 4 days before some La Creatura comes and eats you. Luckily you aren't alone to defend yourself as there's a mysterious trader who gives you missions to progress on this adventure map. There are also many different unique locations to be explored and lots of secrets, like you have your own safe house to relax in and with tapes if you happen to find any that reveal some of the lore behind this forest. Plus so much happened that I just want to try to explore more of the map with these funny clips. So the level starts off with the trader asking for you to come visit his shop, which ends up in Morda dying suddenly. Oh my god, she's dead. I am not a threat.
Me when I'm at the airport. Unprompted.
I have a bomb, I have a bomb, I have a bomb.
I have a gun, I have a gun!
So this guy asks you to find some logbox in Darkfoods which houses some nasty cryptid that kills people. So it was set in a bush. So I guess...
You should be careful.
The trader acknowledges the fact that he forgot to mention about the creatures and hands you a key to the safe house. The hut has the mentioned VHH tape player but also a resupply cabinet and map to show where to find different items. I also managed to spin on the vinyl player but never got replicated, which was fairly sad. We went for some tape hunting, but all we got from this was fairly unfunny Transformers reference.
Out the butt. Roll out.
And there, and now the butt. I guess you can walk. I guess. After we were done fucking around, the trader roasted us for taking our sweet time, and one thing that I forgot to mention was the different options the trader has. Like being able to get a new task from him, giving said item, and then being able to banter to get some extra lore out of him, which is always fun. So after bantering with him, he sends us to find 4 mushrooms in exchange for a VHH tape, with which I responded with. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
They were recording porno!
So,
It's a good thing they're dead.
So after a while, this guy told us he will be closing shop because something wicked will appear and an explosion happens revealing a black alien.
What is that? It's like it's a black guy with a glowing red eyes.
A black guy.
Black guy?
Yeah, black guy.
Glowing red eyes.
Yeah, glowing red eyes, you know?
Where?
Oh Jesus! I don't think that's a black guy. I think that's a fucking alien. So after killing the alien and totally not committing a race crime, the trader rewarded our efforts with a shovel and we went to watch the first VHH tape that showed engineer camping with the other team. So we then went ahead and looked for a snake, found a dead guy, and the trader gave us a hammer and this happened.
Medic! Medic!
I'm very sad the soldier doesn't have any town for him to chill.
Stop moving! I feel like I should have got the quick fix so that I could just pocket your brother and then.
Why won't you just kill yourself?
Why don't you just? Okay, Trash. I'm gonna be quite terribly sorry, but you're going to have to censor it. You're going to have to add us to that.
So we went down a well, found some batteries, and the trader told us to find the dead guy we found earlier, and more silly stuff happened.
Okay, we're going to the well. Hopefully you guys know how to swim.
Is this a bad time to mention that I cannot swim?
I knew you were always full of surprises.
My
Most
mom
of the time
calls
they're
me
really-
special.
More,
Don't you guys have the same mom?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I fell. Fuck.
Yeah, I see the reason why they call you special.
Could I what?
He hit your kill button.
Oh, wait, way up here?
Yeah, good. Oh my god.
I have come to deliver you from your starvation. Feast upon my body.
So after delivering the dead guy to him, he told us to go to a cabin and find something, but all we found was pocket billiard, and then a giant creature appeared, which originally came from a bot's ritual, and we were told how fucked we are. And then we all died and got a bad ending. Now, how are you supposed to get the good ending? Well, by doing all of the mandatory tasks. Repeat all of the steps from before, find something to put the battery in and kill the Mothman, which will get us a key to the abandoned power plant. Inside was some puzzle that I'm not exactly sure how to execute. We got the second key, found a radio and called rescuers to come pick us up. But then it crash lands and the military appears along with the creature, but this time some army equipment drops, which allows you to put the abomination down for good. We are then offered car keys and drive to the nearest gas station where we are rewarded with a good ending. There's also a secret ending, but this video is starting to get rather long, so maybe someday I'll take a deeper look at this map. Honestly, this level was great. I love mostly everything about it and how it told a very interesting story. And that's all for today. TF2 horror might not exactly be the scariest thing out there, but it can be rather creepy. I know I may have skipped some other famous horror projects, but you can only fit as many in a video without it being overloaded. So do like the video if you enjoyed it, comment down below your own thoughts regarding TF2 horror, subscribe for more source related content, and have a nice day.
Did you think I would forget you? Yeah!
There you are, Trash. Is everything alright?
Yeah, just run into some trouble there. We shall get going before anything else happens.
Roger that. Let's get to a place with more friendlier people.